Welcome into another edition of the Gator Nation Football Podcast Film Review. I'm your host, James DiVirgilio, and on today's episode, we'll take a look at Florida's defense versus Florida State's offense. Coming into this game on the podcast, we had mentioned that Florida State's offense was its own worst enemy. It was one of the worst, if not the absolute worst team I've ever seen with regards to success rate in a Power 5, now Power 4 conference, and they lived up to that hype. Despite the fact they did move the ball against Florida at times, all Florida needed to do was limit explosive plays. That was the game plan for us in the podcast coming in. Limit explosive plays, of which Florida State only had 4, and they will gift you opportunities. That is exactly what happened in this game. Florida wound up with 14 tackles for loss, 5 turnovers. 3 of those were gifts, essentially, from Florida State, and 8 sacks. Florida's defense continued to be quite the enigma. Their success rate numbers on the year are quite frankly not good, but they did finish the year with a lot of turnovers, as we've seen each week on Film Review. They were a solid havoc team, and they were solid when it came to explosiveness, and those things can make up for a play-to-play deficiency. And in this game, we saw that on display as Florida made big play after big play after big play and took advantage of basically almost every single opportunity the Seminoles gave them. As always, if you like the content on this channel, sub to this channel. Follow us on social media. Check out our podcast where we weekly bring you in-depth analysis on the Gators. And drop us a dono where you can support our efforts to bring you more of this type of content all season long. Let's head 3 minutes into the game here on 2nd down and 5, and let's watch Sapp go to work. Florida had so much success winning one-on-one battles in this game. Despite Florida's 8 sacks, there wasn't a single guy who had more than 2 on his own, and Florida was crushing Florida State's left tackle all throughout this game. He is not going to want to watch this film review, I can assure you. But Sapp with the one-on-one win. Florida State's freshman quarterback, who's also highly touted roommates with DJ Lagway, is going to feel Sapp's presence early on in this game. Ball's out right there. Not a throw, but a fumble. Florida State gets back on top of it, avoiding disaster, but that is a sign of things to come for the Gators in this game. That is the first tackle for loss, the first of 14. 3rd and 8. Now, Florida's only going to bring 4 here. You're going to see Jaden Robinson. He's basically watching the running back to see if he goes out for a pass. If he doesn't, he can pile on and become the 5th player. But Florida only sent 5 pressures in this game. 8 sacks, only sent 5 pressures. They were largely generating it from their front 4 on 3rd down and 8. As you're going to see here, little stunt from Sapp, switching gaps. One thing Florida's gotten so much better at from game 1 to this game, which you can go watch the progression for yourself if you want to, is they are working 4 as 1, right? We've talked a lot about holding the edge, stay in your lane, gap discipline. Work 4 as 1 and do not leave escape routes, and watch Florida do this here. Such good stuff. Great work by Gums. Great work here by everyone. Robinson mirroring the running back. Everyone has created basically a vice grip right here on Florida State's offensive line and quarterback, and there is just nowhere to go, right? This is sack by committee. It's sack by discipline and alignment, and that is what it looks like to have 4, in this case 5, working as 1. And it's rewarding for me to see this because it's something Florida's really struggled with for several years now, is understanding the importance of gap discipline. So shout out to Florida's defensive line coach, who's new this season, who's by the end of the year definitely gotten much more disciplined play out of this defensive line for whatever reason. And so Florida reaping the benefits here early on with a tackle for loss and a sack here, forcing a punt from Florida State on the first drive. 1st and 10 for the Seminoles. We've talked a lot about Florida's safety play and how we've struggled essentially to come downhill and make plays. Well, last week, Thornton had a great game, and you're going to see this from Florida here on this play. Look, I love the split safety style of defense. I think it's a very, very solid way to play. It's more complicated than other ways you want to play, but if you're going to do it, you need to have your safeties come downhill and make tackles, especially when you show a team this in pre-snap. In this stack formation, it's very common they're going to run a vertical route followed by a pop route or something short right here. And if your linebacker stays in, which Florida's does, this often looks like an easy way to gain 3 or 4 yards. Safety one-on-one. If he's not going to come downhill hard, which you've seen Florida not do frequently this year, you're going to get easy yards. And pre-snap, I think Florida State believes they have it, but Florida is baiting them into this throw. Thornton is baiting them into this throw. He's coming downhill on the pre-snap, And this is perfect football right here. As he is catching the ball, Thornton is entering the line of scrimmage, breaking down, and now we have a great chance of stopping this for no gain or even a tackle for loss. Thornton engages. I mean, this is about as good as you can do, right? It's a teach tape right here from Thornton. Engages, gets some help from his teammates, and takes him down for a tackle for loss. That is really, really good football there from the Gators. Florida did not anticipate the running of Florida State's freshman quarterback. In fact, we often didn't account for it at all. He should have a first down here. He's going to slide a bit early and not get it. But take a look at Florida's front seven here as they don't acknowledge him keeping the ball even at all. It's a decent enough zone read. It's nothing spectacular, though. The fake's not that great. There's just zero credit given to him keeping it, as we are still peeking in here because pre-snap we've just pretty much determined the quarterback is not going to keep the ball. Again, not a lot of film on him. Just played one game versus an FCS opponent. Florida State used this wrinkle nicely. He's a competent runner right here. And if he doesn't slide down, he's going to pick this first down up. But Thornton comes in, makes a play, hits him hard, makes him pay for that. And they're going to deem him to be down just short on 3rd down and 3, which is going to bring up the second punt for Florida State. But Florida State would gain yards on that play throughout this game. I'm not going to show you every single one on film review. But that was consistently their best play, was running the quarterback. Florida had a lot of success in this game playing a 6-man box. It's 2nd down and 4. By playing a 6-man box, you're safer versus the pass, especially as Florida State spreads this out. You can stay too high, keep yourself better versus the pass. Florida State, again, not a good offense. You can do this stuff if you don't fear the other team. Keep things in front of you. Limit your big plays. I like this. We're seeing excellent play out of Florida's freshman Miles Graham at the linebacker spot. Really coming on as the season goes on right here. And then Gums, who had a great game in this game, really putting nice stuff on film here. Gums is going to win around the edge. He is the unblocked man. And then Graham going to get into the hole, beat that pulling guard, in this case pulling tackle, into the hole right here. And this play is just dead to rights, right? Gums wins as the unblocked man. Miles Graham meets him in the hole, gets low, wraps up. Both of them take him down for a tackle for loss. Graham is a really good tackler. Seeing a lot of good stuff out of him. Physical player for a freshman. I'm expecting good things out of him in the future. Florida State still with the ball, moving ever so slowly up the field here. 2nd down and 10. Pyburn going to win against, again, a guy I said who's not going to want to watch this film review, right? Not going to want to watch any film review on this game. Just go into the offseason and don't watch anything else. Pyburn's going to blow by him and strip sack this, and the Gators are going to recover it. All you need to do on this play is watch Pyburn one-on-one win right there. Bye, rip, right, rip as he goes down. Rip right here, rip and run, right past him, make the hit, boom, ball out, fall on it. Now, one thing about being an opportunistic defense, in this case Florida is, they have a freshman right there, 35, falling on it in Robinson. In order to be opportunistic, you actually have to have players that are also getting into the backfield, right? If you have 3 guys blocked up pretty well and just Pyburn getting in there, it's possible that Florida State falls on this ball. But as you're going to see in the replay, it's not what happens, right? Pyburn is going to cook Washington, and you're going to have Sapp wins right there. There's Sapp coming into the play. And now you've got freshman Robinson still winning, gaining leverage. We're winning here. We're in good position. We're not just getting buried, and that's going to allow us to race for this football. So if he is not free, if he's buried somewhere over here, if he's getting cooked somewhere else, Florida State gets back on this ball, and it's going to just be a fumble that sets them back instead of a turnover, giving Florida an eventual touchdown. So Florida earning their opportunities. Pyburn here with a one-on-one win, and then also Robinson here picking up this fumble. Big time stuff for the Gators. A quick turnover, assisting the offense with a touchdown, which is going to give them a 7-0 lead. 1st down and 10 now. Always good to put Castell on the positive side of the film. Contrary to perhaps public opinion, I do not enjoy showing people struggling on film. I'd much prefer to show this. Come downhill, put some good stuff on film, right? Flat foot read. You know you're responsible. You know you're responsible for this exact area right here. Read the quarterback. It's a quick game. He's running a slant. Hit him. Get downhill. Trust your read. Get downhill. And look at this one. Last week, we saw him kind of awkwardly run into somebody. This week, this is a high-level play. Play the ball right on time. Separate the ball carrier. That's right. Put him in a box. Right. Down he goes. Lock him up. That is nice stuff. And there's Bridges locking up too there on the back end. That's good stuff from Florida safeties. We've been needing to see Florida safeties get more active coming downhill, and we are seeing it now a couple weeks in a row. Castell 2 weeks in a row coming downhill. This time, even better quality technique from him there. 3rd down and 10 now. Florida's got everything they want. Tough to be in this spot as a freshman. He's going to miss an open receiver here. He's never going to look there. Locking on largely to whatever his first read is. Florida going to bring a simulated pressure. Just going to bring 4. Extra tough as a freshman to play against stuff like this. Who's guarding who? Where are we going? What's happening? Here's your open receiver. He's just going to stay here, though. Never going to move his head. Just going to stay there. He only wants to go there. Again, not seeing the receiver that could have converted this into a first down. Never looks. Just going to force a throw into double coverage. Lucky for him, he throws this ball high. Nothing doing there. Florida gets off the field on 3rd down and 10, forcing another punt from the freshman QB and the Seminoles. Freshman quarterback Kromanek in on this 3rd down and 2 set. Florida going to bring a 7-man box here, so they're playing run. They're ready for this, except, again, they're not expecting Kromanek to keep the ball as often as he does. Florida's done a nice job playing zone read quarterbacks as the season went on. First of all, Sharif Denson gets blown up. Right? He gets a spot blown up right there. That's not going to help. He's the edge defender. But again, look at Florida's defense here. We are only focused on the running back. There's no credit given here. That's a scouting thing. I just don't think Florida gave Florida State any respect for this leading into practice. And he can run. Highly rated quarterback. Again, 4-star, almost 5-star guy. Easy first down right there. 7-0, second quarter. They're moving the ball against the Gators. They're still very much in this game. 2nd and 7 here for the Seminoles. Guard, tackle, counter. A play that everyone runs against the Gators seemingly every week, still hoping it will work. Like the days of yesteryear, it is going to work. They're going to get outside. Going to pick up a first down, except Shamar James is going to be opportunistic, just like the Gators defense, and strip that ball. And that is going to be a turnover. That is correct. For the Gators, a turnover here early on in the second quarter. They've already got 1 that led to a touchdown. Now we've got a second one. Florida going to have 8 fumbles on this game, forced on Florida State. Not necessarily all forced by Florida, of course, right? A lot of gifts in that regard. But this is a forced fumble and recovery for Shamar James. A big moment in this game in the second quarter. 2nd down and 10 now. Take a look at Cameron James here. Cam James is going to just win right away immediately and get a sweet tackle for loss. If you want to be a disruptive front 4, you got to find ways to beat one-on-one blocks, and the tackle has just no chance. Gets outstepped right away, and that's going to put him in a trail position, and all he can do is hope to keep him far enough over here that he allows his running back to get to where they want to get to with the lead blocker right there, and that's not going to happen. Cam James too quick up the field, spin move attempted, and then down he goes, right? Big time play from Cameron James, who was enjoying doing the tomahawk chop all the time. If it were up to me, I would never do that motion. I just think stay away from that entirely. Mocking or not mocking, nobody wants to do that. Don't even let your arm know that feeling. But a heck of a play there from Cam James. That is going to be another tackle for loss. 3rd and 14. Florida going to bring a 4-man rush here again, just 4. Robinson is watching the running back. If he stays home and stays in, he can pile on. That's what he's doing here. The running back stays in. But now, right, as he sees the running back is just blocking, he becomes a free player. He's a free player. He's just blocking. He's got his eyes on him. He's free to do whatever he wants. And now he's going to come help on the quarterback who's escaping outside the pocket. So great technique there from the Gators on 3rd and 14. He's going to try to escape. Quick rundown, bring him down, cannot get the ball off, and that is going to be a sack for Jaden Robinson, who's also been putting good stuff on film. It's really nice for Florida to finally have a competent set of multiple linebackers after multiple years on this film review of having maybe one or none. Florida rolling right now with linebackers, getting good production out of just about all of them, and a nice sack there for Robinson, bring up a long 4th down where Florida State will once again punt. Still 7-0 as we approach halftime, though. Florida State on the first down play here with just 25 seconds left tried to hit a bomb they missed. And now on 2nd down and 10, they're still being aggressive, not taking the Billy Napier school of just running the ball here. They are trying to be aggressive. Florida going to show off their rush discipline here with their front 4. There's the front 4, and let's watch how they sort of boa constrict, right? This is such good stuff on film. It's got to make the coaching staff just so incredibly happy to see this from the Gators. It's perfect. There's no escape lane. You're constricting him in here. Nothing he can do on 2nd down and 10 but basically take this automatic sack. He tries to squeeze through. There's Cam Jackson. There's, again, the freshman Robinson. And there is a big sack, right? That's just such good teamwork by all 4 of the defensive line. Great spacing, great work, and something we weren't seeing earlier in the year. We are now, and it's making a difference. That's going to bring it to the half with Florida up 14-0 as we head into the second half. 14-0. Florida State threatening Florida, 2nd down and 10, and this is going to be the first gift that's given to the Gators by the Seminoles. I mean, he just drops the ball, right here in his hands. Before he even look at that, gone. Before he even hands it to him, it's gone. And he's going to get it back. No, he's not. And here comes Jaden Robinson, who's got visions of scoring 6 on his rival. He gets a clean scoop. But amazingly, the quarterback knocks it out of his hands. An absolute hero play, saving his own miss from disaster. Is that going to be a fumble 6? Potentially. But he saves it. Look, ball on the ground. Here comes Jaden Robinson. Jaden Robinson thinks I should fall on it, but he's like, I see the green grass. I've got it. And then right there. If he does not punch his ball out, look, are we getting tackled right here? Probably. But hey, he's just thinking, I'm going to get my head up and I'm out of here, right? Instead, don't fall on it. That's why you're always taught to fall on it. Even when you pick it up clean, that happens there. And a hero play keeps that ball with Florida State from Komachek right there. 3rd down and 13 now. Gators want to stop, hold this to a field goal. Again, just 4-man rush. The 5th guy you see coming in late, he's just reading the running back. If he comes out, he's guarding. If he stays in, he can pile on. 4-man rush right here. Nothing doing there. First of all, we've seen this before in Florida's film reviews. This is not what you want to see when you're running routes, right? If you're an OC, whatever you're running, that is not what you want to see. You don't want to see 3 dudes within 2 yards of each other on 3rd and 13 like this. This is not a play design anybody wants. Not what you want. Take that off your film. You don't want it. Florida will be appreciative of that. Thank you very much. And Florida State will get their first points of the game, making it 14-3 in the middle of this 3rd quarter. Special teams play here for the Gators on 4th down and 2. This will be a gift here from the Criminals. Thank you very much. Nice punt. Billy ball here. Seeing what others don't see. Play with the script. Trust that punting on offense when you're struggling is going to lead to points, as we saw versus Ole Miss, and now we're going to see here versus Florida State. And 2 weeks in a row, a returner under really no duress just drops the ball. Just straight drop. Thank you very much. Florida's long snapper Underwood right there to pick that up. You cannot advance that. Otherwise, he would have scored a touchdown. Just falls to the ground, being the well-coached player that he is, knowing it doesn't matter where he goes. Let's just get to the ground, and let's get this ball. Let's get this bread, right? Big play here from the Seminoles. Nothing Florida really had to do but just go down there and cover the punt and take the gift. Thank you very much. Florida State driving now. Again, they've had momentum. We're seeing Florida State multiple times approaching Florida's side of the field. They're only down in this game right now, 14-3, still anyone's game at this point in time. 17-3 now thanks to the gift field goal. So 17-3, still in it, still driving, 1st down and 10, moving the ball. Florida going to play 6 in the box again, and they're going to get a win yet again, as we've seen them do. Really nice work by Sapp. Get upfield and set yourself. Don't just blow up field. Try to make a hero play. Set the edge right there and let the rest of your team go to work, and you get a lot of good fills here, right? You see a lot of helmets and gaps, which is what you want to see. Now Sapp is free to make this play. His teammates help this out. If you get blown up off the ball here, if you get creased, if Dez gets creased out of here, he's out of the play. But he's got to do his job and trust everyone else to do their job, where now the running back comes to him, Sapp pulls him back, and a tackle for loss. Great team football there. Way to fill gaps. Way to hit the run fit. 4th and 2 for the Seminoles. This is just a good play. This is a really well-executed play from the Seminoles. Under center, something a lot of college teams don't do often. I think it's a nice advantage to run some under center plays more often. If I was a coach, I would do that because college teams just don't see it all the time. And the fakes are much better from it because it allows you to have a longer fake time. Focus right there at how long this develops. There's your play action, right? Developing for a long time now. Still blocking, still blocking. Hide the ball. Very nice play here from a freshman. Hide the ball, right? High level stuff. There's your handoff, left hand in. Hide the ball behind your back. Let nobody see it. We are still, by the way, blocking over here. And now, look at the timing of this. Perfect. Now as our foot hits, we're out of there. And I mean, Florida has eaten this fake. We have eaten this fake. We are lost right now. Only Pyburn seems to know the quarterback has the ball. We look like we're looking here. No one sees this. This is just a nice play on 4th down and 2. Perhaps Georgia and Georgia Tech should have watched that play, or at least had one of those when they went for a 2-point conversion. Would have been nice. I digress. And then Florida right here. Unfortunate. You hate to see this. I'm only going to show it to you once. He loses his footing here trying to cut back. Thornton in good position to make a tackle, but yeah, I'm going to fast forward right through that. You don't want to see that. That's rough. That's unfortunate. Thornton flexing on him, but really that's an unfortunate scenario to hit the brakes there. I don't care who you're playing against, rival or not. You don't want to see that. But Florida State, look, Florida State's right here. 17-3 on the 5-yard line. End of the third quarter. This is not a clean beatdown if you were hoping for that as a Florida fan. Not exactly championship level football here from the Gators. The defense has been getting turnover after turnover, and yet this is still just a 2-score game. 2nd and goal now on the 3-yard line. Florida State threatening, but like we said in the lead up to this film review and the podcast, if you just limit the big plays against Florida State, they will often gift you an opportunity. And here is a gifted opportunity under center, and we just missed the toss, right? This ball by Kromacek is just not, it's thrown behind him. You still got to catch it. You got to catch it. That's your first priority as a running back, catch the ball. It's thrown behind him. This is not going anywhere anyway. Blowing the play up here, holding up pretty well over here. We've got edge control with Bridges out here. This play is going to be a tackle for a loss, almost certainly. Holding the edge right here. So good placement by Florida. And this is why the Gators have been opportunistic, right? If you don't get this win early by Sapp, you may not fall on this football. And then if you don't get this win from Gums here early, you may not fall on this football, right? You have a two-way opportunity depending on where that ball fell to get to it, where if you're bottled up, if you're controlled here, one of these two guys probably gets on that ball, but instead you've got two individual wins, you've got players doing their jobs, and that is going to be a gift. Another gift. It's still a gift from the Seminoles. Yes, Florida's there. We're waiting for it. We're ready. Not earned by the Gators, but taken by the Gators. And this game could have been very different in that moment. A huge sequence of plays there. Could have been 17-10, could have been a different game, but Florida falls on that ball yet again for another turnover. Florida State now down 24-3. They need a touchdown. They need one in a hurry. Time is running out on them, and they're going to have potential here against Dijon Johnson, a guy who was quiet in this game, rarely heard his name, really saw him have to do anything. Florida State struggling to pass the football, and they are going to have something here as he is going to just absolutely blow by Dijon here. Not going to matter. He's going to miss this throw, but up top of your screen, I mean, gone. He's gone right there. He knows he's gone. Shows off a really nice arm strength ball here. That's a lot of arm strength. It's a clean ball. You can see why he's a highly rated pocket passing quarterback. He just overshoots him, right? And this is the special thing about Lagway. When Lagway's had these opportunities, he hits them. And when you're a low margin team like Florida is, low margin for winning, we don't have a high margin for winning, and you're Florida State where you're a no margin for winning team, you've got to complete these passes. They don't complete it there. And then I don't understand this in football. This to me is crazy. If I'm coaching, I'm showing this on film and I'm saying, look guys, if I'm Dijon Johnson, you just got absolutely cooked. You got cooked. Don't say a thing to him and think about your own play so that you don't get beat like that, right? What are you bragging about? You just got outran by 2 yards, and a better ball, it's going to be 6 points, and he's in here flexing on you. I don't understand the common desire for corners to celebrate every incomplete pass as though they had something to do with it. I just as soon turn around and be thankful that I didn't get a touchdown scored on me and think about doing better next time. That's just me. I don't really understand that posturing right there, talking trash, flexing up. It's like you just got toasted. Don't love that stuff on film, right? That's the wrong mentality from 27 there. You got to take your job more seriously and know when you get beat, let's work at not having that happen again. Let's not flex on the offensive guy who just cooked you, right? Not the best look. Either way, Florida State being Florida State misses that opportunity. 2nd down and 10, Florida State going to try and run a screen. Cersei's going to sniff this out entirely and shut this play down. Looking like a split zone run. Here's your split zone. He's going to be the wham block. Cersei waiting on this play. Immediately steps back. It's his assignment. So Florida winds up being in the perfect play call for this 2nd down and 10 screen play. They're going to let them go by here, let the screen happen. He wants to stick this play underneath, and that play is dead, right? There's nothing there. Cersei's all over it. There it is. See ya. Thank you very much. Tackle for loss. Florida State, though, still on the move in this drive. 1st down and 10. Here comes Gums. Here's 76, left tackle. He doesn't want to see this on film again. This one's going to take a while, but Gums is still going to get home here and get this sack. Top of your screen. Again, 76 is thinking, get back, get my hands out, right? Protect. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I'm getting beat by literally every person they put in front of me. And here comes Gums, a much smaller guy. Speed rush on the outside, and I'm beat again. Right, I'm beat again. It's not good. There's Sapp pushing up the field. And here we go. Bingo. Sack. Run him down, put him down. Let's go, Gums. Nice play right there. Another sack for the Gators and bringing up a 2nd down and long. 2nd down and 13. Gums on a heater. He's got the flame emoji above his head. Going to hold on to 76 again here. Perfect work. You want to strike this block. Make sure you're holding on so you can go here if you need to, or here. That's what you want to do, right? We're going to try right here to attack and react. Look at this. Get the hands on, or react and attack rather, sorry. Reacting and attacking here, waiting to see where this play is going to go. React, attack, shed the block, just shed 76, get control of the edge, and then come in here and make that tackle. I mean, that's such good stuff from Gums. Penalty on Florida State on this play as well. He's fired up, and he should be. That is a teach tape of technique right there by Gums, right? That is exactly what you want to put on film if you are Gums. Decline that penalty, bring up 3rd down. I was looking for the next view there, didn't get it. So, we're not going to see it. But on 3rd down and 18 now, Florida State's offensive line just wondering, like, what can I possibly do, right? You're 76. You're like, man, this is the worst game for me. Can it please be the offseason? Maybe the transfer portal and go somewhere else. I don't want to be here anymore. My offensive line sucks. My team sucks. I'm getting beat all the time. I'm getting beat for sacks. I'm getting beat for tackles for loss. I'm getting struck into the backfield here on a react attack play where I'm getting held up and tossed aside by a guy who's like 70 pounds lighter than me. I'm not feeling it. But Florida's feeling it on 3rd down and 18 here. 3rd down and 18. It looks like Florida's going to bring pressure, but you watch this channel. You know we're not going to bring pressure. You know we're going to bring a sim pressure. And early on in the year, it wasn't going to work. We're going to get beat, but this time it's going to work. There's your 4-man pressure. Cersei again steps in just like you're taught. You want to engage the left tackle here. You want to make these blockers feel like you're coming. Take a left step. They don't fall for it, but you want to make it feel like they're coming, right? So you can get your D tackles in here and then drop off. But here comes Denson, which nobody sees him coming. Denson right there. Nobody sees him coming. Free run at the quarterback. And I love what I'm seeing from the Gators. Spent a lot of time on the channel talking about how teams often suck in too much for this and they get rolled out to the outside. But watch Denson's footwork here as he's setting up to stay on this outside shoulder. That's great coaching. It's exactly what you want. Make him then have to beat you this way. Don't let him escape this way. Check. Love what I see. And then Denson gets rewarded with a sack, right? That is just so good. It's the details. It's the little things that lead to sacks like this. It's everyone doing their job. And then it's when you get to the moment of truth, you do what you're taught, you play the fundamental play, and you get rewarded. 1st and 10, control the edge, right? All the fundamentals we talked about here on this channel for a long time. If you've been a long time watcher, you already know. Florida's going to bring 4. We drop off the end here, which means Cam Jackson now becomes the edge player on the side. If he gets sucked in here, it's going to be no bueno, but he's not going to do that. Fighting to get the edge. I'm the edge guy. I've got to get outside here. Don't fall for the pump fake. Sack. Again, it's so rewarding on this film review to constantly see the Gators doing the fundamental things on the defensive line, right? A huge win here. Hold the edge, right? Striking the block, get to the outside, win the race. Don't fall for the pump fake. Get a sack. Florida's D-line much improved when it comes to technique this season. That's a credit to Florida's coaching staff. Again, different coach this year than last year. Good work by Chapman and the Gators getting stuff down there on the D-line. 2nd down and goal. Florida's going to make a mistake here as Florida State's driving down 24-3. They're going to commit 4 defenders down here to 3, which in the red zone against a team like Florida State, I think you'd much rather overplay the run. Going to get caught sending 4. We're looking here. A little confused right here. They're still barely going to get in. Again, Searcy does the right thing. He's waiting now, as you're seeing. Florida State knowing they have to wait because he can keep the ball. Reacting, comes in, makes a tackle. Just can't quite finish right there. DJ Douglas late, kind of gets confused. And Florida State does get a touchdown on this play. Their first of the game with just 3 minutes and 19 seconds left in the game, despite being in the red zone 3 times. Their first touchdown comes right here. Too little, too late for the Seminoles, but I will show you their 2-point play that they have, which is a nice design, which again, they could have used in the Georgia Tech game. All right, let's go for 2. It was really appalling for me to watch Georgia and Georgia Tech run a bunch of nonsensical, silly plays. Never try to run the ball, not keep a running back in to threaten a fake. If you're Georgia Tech, you're keeping a lot of empty sets. Just weird stuff going on. Florida State, though, they might have something with their 2-point play repertoire. We already saw a really good 4th and 2 play, and this is an excellent and really well-designed play here. We're going to bring a man in motion and then set him out here and see how Florida wants to handle that. Florida's going to handle this on their own accord pretty nicely. We're going to send Dejon Johnson here as if we're playing that man, but then we're going to pass that off as he's going to look like he's cooked. So right now you could think, hey, I've got that, right? He is dead. I'm going to out-lever him. I'm good. But we're actually switching this off to Miles Graham by design. Look at that. Easy peasy. Switch that off. If that's the first read you want to go to, that is not there. If that's your play, that is not there. But Florida State's like, no worries. We're going to make that look like that's our play, but that's not really what we want at all, as we are going to sneak out right here. A slow developing play. Very, very slow. And now we're releasing. Right on time, just as he turns to look, he's running the route. Good timing, good practice there by the Seminoles. You got to give credit to where credit's due, even if it's your rival. Nice, easy ball, touchdown. 2-point conversion, rather, not a touchdown, 2-point conversion. But that's a good play. Well-designed play again. 2-point conversion plays. There's a lot that I feel like left to be desired with what I've seen this season in college football. But Florida State, for what it's worth, maybe the thing they're best at is running these short yardage conversions. They make it 24-11. They will not get the onside kick, but there is one more play I want to show you. All right, last play of the game, 1st and 10, 31-11. Game over. Florida State still just trying to score for posterity's sake, and Florida trying to get another fumble because why not? Again, simulated pressure here, dropping back a traditional rusher into a non-traditional role of coverage, and then bringing a non-traditional rusher into rush right there. That's what you see. Most important thing, once again, is gap integrity. Boom, 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 boom. Clean gap integrity. That is why this play is going to be made by Cameron James. Get the arms out. Push off, right? Right there. Searcy doing the same thing, but he's got a double team to get around. But get the arms off, push off, make a play. 1st and 10. Tries to escape. You're engaging him behind the line of scrimmage. And then for extra bonus points, get your hand on the ball. And let's rip that bad boy out. There it goes. You already seen that he doesn't hold on the ball very well this game. He's had fumbling problems in general. He came from high school last year. He's not ready for this kind of grown man strength. And there it goes. Let's shoot that ball out in. And can he get it? No, he can't. And a really nice recovery right there. Burying Kromacek with one arm and then getting on top of the ball with the other is TJ Searcy. And Florida has their victory versus Florida State. Billy Napier's now won 3 in a row. Big time for the Gators. Florida State's 2-9. Not a good football team. This game was not pretty. Defensively, though, Florida generated a lot of opportunities, took advantage of the ones that Florida State gave them. Largely controlled this game, even though Florida State did have some drives. The offense was the major reason why this game was not 50-11. But defensively, Florida finishes out the regular season not as a good success rate defense. In fact, it might surprise you to know that Florida regressed in most success rate categories compared to last year's defense, but significantly improved in 2. Explosiveness and havoc rate. 2 things largely missing from Florida's teams last year are on display this year. They also almost doubled the turnovers generated this year versus last year. And if you want to overcome some play-to-play issues where you struggle with consistency, getting turnovers, getting tackles for loss, getting sacks, picking up fumbles, right? Those are things that will help you. And Florida's defense showcased that down the stretch here. 3 wins in a row in November. Florida now heads for a bowl game, which I will be here with you for after that bowl game. That will be our next episode. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this regular season of Florida Gators football here in 2024. As always, let me know any feedback, comments you have on the channel in general. All right, well, I look forward to being back with you after the bowl game. As always, I'm James DiVirgilio, the host of the Gator Nation Football Podcast. Go Gators.